Hey guys. Um, yeah. So this is a feedback for just Cody and Rachel this week. And it's for Cody's for food and landscapes, and Rachel is food as well. Okay, so let's go. No, I'm sorry. Rachel was still life. And that was for her personal choice. Okay, so let's talk about Cody's images here. Cody, I am so impressed by what you've come up with. All these super close-ups, and it like the background is flattering. The orange and the blue is such a smart combination. Those are opposite colors. I mean, I know this is not technically orange, but it's orangish. So kind of like orangey brown. I guess it's cinnamon French toast sticks. And I mean, we can see all that crunchy texture, and so this is great. The only thing I think that could improve it is maybe a little cup of maple syrup, or maybe some drizzled on your French toast sticks. But then, you might not like maple syrup. Or butter, like melting butter. But very, very good. Okay, and then we've got looks like a treat plate. Some Rice Krispie treats, and I think that's a brownie, or it might be a little slice of cake. Like a chocolate pound cake or something like that. Again, we've got some really nice textures. With this one, I think that maybe the cake is a little bit hard to see because it's just such a deep dark chocolate. And then the background maybe could be, to make it like perfection, as good as it can be, I would like select the subject, make sure that you have the plate selected as well, and then you could like blur out the background even further. You could also paint it out. Let's see, what would I do? I would probably paint it out. I'd probably just select maybe one of these tones that you've got in the background. That would probably require a little bit of experimenting. So use the color picker to select, and then just grab your paintbrush, and down at the bottom in Photoshop, bottom left, under your toolbar, there's like two little boxes. Once you've clicked the color picker, which is looks like a little medicine dropper, and you've clicked on, like, say this area, then one of those little boxes is now going to look gray. So you can grab a paintbrush, and then you can just zoom in and very carefully paint over this part, and then come over here and do the same if you want it to be all gray, for example. So that's fun to do. You might have a little bit of difficulty with selecting the subject because it's probably going to want to just select the foods. So when you select the subject, select subject, and then you see the little marching ants, one of the tools up here in the upper left, it should show a plus and a minus, and if you want to add to the selection, you click plus, and then you just kind of move the marching ants line up to the edge of the plate. So you would just move it up here, and until it grabs that edge. So if you need a tutorial for that, if you plan on doing that, I would sure be happy to make it. Okay, and this is such an interesting treat. I wonder what flavor the popcorn is, but it looks like it has maybe raisins or cranberries in it. I have never tried that. sounds delicious. Maybe it's peanut butter flavored popcorn and, you know, some fruit in there. It tastes like peanut butter and jelly. Sometimes, you know, you can get like a trail mix with nuts and fruits in it and tastes like peanut butter and jelly to me. Okay, so I like your favorites. What I want to do now is I want to go into Photoshop and look at your contact sheet. Okay, here's your contact sheet. Not exactly sure what, maybe this is already soaked in syrup and then you put it on the plate. So I guess it does really soak in. So that's the only thing I can't tell, but still, good picture. I think I like the one that you chose the best. Yeah, that one's good. But this is by far the most appetizing, I believe, of that subject. Okay, now in this one, we can see that slice of cake a lot better. So we can tell what it is. Got some interesting shadows. Not sure about that background. But keep in mind, with this shoot, unless you're choosing food for your personal series, you only need 3. Okay, I mean, this looks delicious. So I think this one is good. That one, I'm not crazy about the angle. It's like topsy-turvy. And this, I wonder why you didn't choose one of those. I think that looks really good. That looks like a fun plate to go sit in front of the TV and, you know, maybe have some ketchup or whatever you're going to dip your chicken fingers in. You know, I don't know what you like. Ranch, hot sauce. So that's a good, good close-up, good framing, but I don't think it's clear enough. And then, I don't know about that one either. Can't quite tell if it's clear enough. You would be able to tell, though, looking at the original image. Okay, now this is a yummy looking sandwich. Let's go down to the beginning of the row. Okay, that is so close. I mean, the chicken looks really good. There's some odd things, like I can't tell what this is. This is kind of odd. And the french fries here look like underdone a little bit. I think it looks better with the top down, that first one that you did. And this is also very good. Again, I can't tell if it's too blurry though. So you'd have to look carefully and zoom in on it. And this looks delicious, but not quite clear. This is actually really interesting. I'm not quite sure what I'm seeing. If these are like cut pieces of sandwich, cut pieces, you know, or if this is a whole slice of bread and it's just so close. Can't quite tell. Like this is, you know, the curve and then this is the bottom part. And again, it's a good composition, good framing, but I can't tell if anything is super clear. So I think this would be your shot so far for peanut butter and jelly. It's, you know, a big, juicy, well, I guess not juicy, but soft bread, and like the peanut butter and jelly coming out. Oh wait, nope, I think that's the one. All right, this one, because you can tell it's peanut butter, you can tell it's jelly. You might want to sharpen the clarity of it a little bit, taking the raw file into Camera Raw. You could also and increase the clarity, or you could also do a filter, Camera Raw filter, and increase the clarity that way until you get some, some good crumb on the bread. But yeah, that looks great. And then here's your interesting popcorn. Now I'm wondering if there are peanuts in there too. That sounds like a really good combination. Okay, this is very good. Looks delicious. Oh, I think the close-up's better than that one. Oh, and that's the end. Okay, so I think you definitely have 3 or more good images there, really good images for your food photography. And so you can take that feedback and go ahead and select your final 3 images, and you're moving toward your final portfolio and getting that all together. That's coming up very soon. And ready to go take a look at your landscapes. Okay, Cody, great work. Okay, let's move forward and take a look at your landscapes. And I'm glad you thought to go over to your aunts, because this is a really pretty property. And you're not always going to get the perfect lighting, or like the perfect timing. But that doesn't mean that you can't make a great composition, take an interesting photo. There's all kinds of other compositional rules that you can employ to make a great picture. So this one, I guess this is straight out of camera. I'm just guessing. I wouldn't have the tilted world. So if you have cropped this image, you could go back to the original and, once you've got your crop window in there, then if you go right to the corner of the crop window, a little curved line with arrows on the either end will pop up, and then you can rotate it until it's straight. Or with the crop window open, up top you'll see a little level, the kind of measuring device that has the little bubble in the middle. It looks kind of like a suitcase to me because it has a little dotted line on the top, but it's not a suitcase, it's a level. Anyway, you can click on that level and then click and drag it along the line of your horizon, and then it'll automatically rotate it for you. And you will lose some of the picture that way, but you can try both. Okay, this one, I love that reflection. I really like this picture. However, this also needs to be straightened. So what you want to be straight is the horizon. So same method as above, and this one I think is even more important. Okay, now this one is straight. And I'm not sure if it has enough interest for me. It's okay. I mean, they're big, beautiful trees. And if this is your aunt's backyard, wow, that's awesome. But I do want to take a look at your contact sheet, and then we'll talk about your panorama. Alrighty, so this is the first image on your contact sheet. This one could use some straightening as well. But we've just got to, I'm not sure if this is going to be your personal choice down the road, how far you want to go. Continue with this. I like the lamppost, but I just don't know about this image if it's enough. One thing you could try is cropping it vertical, so the lamppost is really the focus of our attention. And then I would straighten it first before cropping it so that we can get some straight lines in there. But actually, maybe not, because that's going to make the light post crooked. So you might have to just, crop, click and drag, and then try turning it a little bit and see if you can get the best of both worlds. Because if it rotates this way, this won't be straight. There'll be a little bit more off kilter, so just gotta experiment. Okay. This one I like. I like the lighting. I like the shadows. Not sure what this is down here, but the shadows are really nice. And I would definitely straighten and maybe crop a little bit out, because this row of trees here is probably the most interesting part of the picture. And I like this too. That's neat. It's like a little, somebody's head with crazy hair. Okay, this one looks pretty straight. And what a lovely property. You might want to straighten just a little bit. And I like it. You've got some washed out area up here. So you might want to take away some of that sky. Because totally white, that's like total loss of detail. But you still have some interesting shadows on the grass. I'm not sure if there's anything really stand out here. I'll go to the next row. But you are the photographer, so it's what you saw that's really important and while you're editing your image. This is kind of nice too. I like that. One thing you could do is in camera raw filter, you could try and increase the exposure so that you can see some of the detail in the house, and then increase the contrast a little. It's worth a try. And then that one, I think, is one that, is it? No, because I don't remember seeing this. So this little section of the photo is interesting. I like this. So if you wanted to do a vertical there and crop and rotate. This one's just a little off kilter, but I do like it. I love these long shadows across the grass. That's pretty cool. I think the last one's better. And then this little shed here. I would experiment with cropping that one, but don't think it would be my first choice. Okay, here we go. This I like. You've got this cool little lens flare. You've got this, it's like a curve in the sky. So maybe by increasing, the exposure a little, increasing the contrast, you'll get something interesting happening there. And those shadows are awesome. So, and just a little bit off kilter. So you've definitely got some things that you could experiment with without doing any more shooting, depending on if this was your favorite thing to do. Okay, I'm loving that reflection. This one might be a little too far away. And I think I like the other one with the curve in the sky. This one I really like. So hopefully you're going to be able to straighten that one out so we can have those amazing reflections as part of this collection. Definitely enjoy those. And this one I don't know about. And let's see what we got down here. Okay, and that was one of the ones that you liked. I mean, I see why you liked it. I see, there's interest in the different types of trees. I'm going to try increasing the contrast a little bit. Maybe the saturation a little bit. Like globally or just the greens. Okay, this one, I think I like the other reflection better. And this one I like. I don't know, there's something about it. I like the composition, I like the depth. I like all these straight lines. So there's interesting things about that one. This one, I would say no to that one. And this one, we got, a comparison of different types of trees. So I like that. Might need to straighten a little. Okay, and I'm not sure if that's all. Yep, that's all. Okay, so I've given you some ideas to play with, some editing to try. And just let me know if you have any questions, Cody. I'd be happy to answer. And I will talk to you soon.